Okay, so our Rustica de Luxe has gotten puffy and it's time to drag the brush through it. And we're going to try a couple different things, but ideally you want to hold the brush so that it's more flat and you're getting more of this kind of action rather than this kind of action, because if you have it at an angle like this, you're going to pull more of the product off and you're not going to get the same effect. And what we're trying to do is just drag the liquid part of the medium away from the little pieces of chippy paint so they stay, and the rest of it, as you pull it off, releases them and lets them be exposed. So I'm going to start doing that just right over here. And you can see where I've had some of the Vaseline that it's not grabbing there. It's giving me some nice patches in the paint that under normal circumstances you might have to go back and sand off or take rubbing alcohol to get off. And with this, it's just going to, with the Vaseline, it's doing the work for you. And I'm going to let this area dry just a little bit more and go over here and work. And it's kind of like building on it. So you'll have one of the areas that's dried a little faster and it's pulling just fine. And the other area you might want to go back to in a minute and let it dry just a second and come back. And you kind of get a feeling for it. And what you want is that nice balance where the background is pulling off but the pieces of paint are staying there. Again, that one's too wet, so I'm going to let that go. Just go right over here. And it's so pretty when you finish these and you go over them with a wax or glaze at the end, because that kind of makes it more cohesive, and your Rustica de Luxe and your paint get mellowed with the wax or the glaze, and it all looks like it's a one piece, and it's happened over time. Gets rid of any blotchiness that you may have. Now this is starting to set up over here, so again, still a little bit wet. We'll let that one sit, let it do its thing, and then go back over here, and you can see all the pieces coming out here. It looks like paint that's crackled, and then somebody's gone back over it with another coat of paint and then put it out on the farm porch. I think this is a really fun time to be a painter because of all the products that are out. You can get all these special effects that used to take decorative painters hours and hours and days to get the look, and now because the products are so great, they just do it for you. And what we will do with some of these where I've got a lot of it on is we will go back and blow dry it, and that's going to help it probably crackle even without using a crackle medium underneath, because we've got it so thick and it's drying at a different rate than what's underneath it, the Vaseline, which doesn't dry. Go back and try a little stubborn area here. There it goes. Yeah, so it's like part of it grabs and part of it goes with you. And then what will happen with the Vaseline is we'll let this whole thing dry, and then we'll take a big wad of paper towel that's very absorbent and go back over it and wipe off the part that's painted, and it will take off all of the Vaseline just like you're taking off wax. You get rid of the residue, and what's left will absorb into the paint, and you won't have any laying on the surface. And then you'll be ready to go to do your finishes over it, your waxes or your glazes or the other things that you want to do on top. we're good.